Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Townsend, creator of the Facebook page Black Girls Belong in Fantasy and Sci-Fi. So, welcome to my very first podcast episode, the pilot episode of Lyrabelle Goes to Tea. So, these are going to be a series of side stories featuring the lives of my characters, Lyrabelle, Giselle, and Risa, when they were in high school. And stay tuned because there will even be some choose your own adventure style elements down the road. So, fun fact, the first draft of the magical girl novel I'm currently writing, which is Musical Witch Hunter Lyrabelle, is about 2/3 done, and the original working title was Lyrabelle Goes to Tea. So, since there won't be any magical elements in this series, I decided to use that working title for this podcast. So, in the story, right about now, it is August 2011, and Lyrabelle is 15 years old, instead of 22 and 23, which are her ages in the novel. Before I start, here are just 5 brief notes here for people who are not familiar with Lolita fashion. So, Lolita is a hyper-feminine Japanese street fashion, and no, it has nothing to do with the book. It has nothing to do with sex or fetishes. It's just a fashion. And that leads to my next point. Lolita is a fashion, not a costume. And the 3 main styles are sweet, gothic, and classic. Lolitas wear petticoats under their skirts, which is what makes their skirts poofy. The word coord is short for coordinate, and we say coords instead of outfits because generally more thought goes into them. Everything has to be, well, coordinated. And lastly, when Lolitas talk about brand, they mean brand with a capital B. The big wig Japanese name brands such as Angelic Pretty, or AP for short, Baby the Starshine Bright, or Baby for short, Metamorphose, or Meta for short, Momme Moitié, etc. So I think that's enough to get you going here. I hope you enjoy the story, and it'll all come together as we go along. Without further ado, let's jump into the story. Yes! The first day of Lyrabelle's sophomore year started off with a bang. Literally. Every year, the senior theater kids would march into the classroom of freshman theater kids with a pirate flag and a cannon made of PVC pipe fitted with a confetti cannon. And pop! The little foam cannonball, meant for the teacher, sputtered pitifully from the cannon and plopped rather anticlimactically to the floor. Lyrabelle's own class was directly across the hall, and she'd sat near the door to watch it all happen. At the front of the classroom, Mr. Hawari tuned violins at the piano while everyone else warmed up. Lyrabelle rosined her bow. A hand tapped her on the shoulder as she spun toward the doorway to see her best friend Giselle wave and give her a wink from the hallway. Lyrabelle shot her a smile. Mr. Hawari shouted above the cacophony of strings, "You're late, Rodriguez!" Giselle lifted her dance bag, "Forgot this!" and hurried down the corridor. This was life at Copeland High School for Visual and Performing Arts. Lyrabelle wore something simple, a pink button-up blouse and a lavender skirt sitting on one petticoat. Yes, just one petticoat. The hallways got too crowded at times for 2 or 3. She'd styled her sister locks into 2 floral ponytail holders dotted with little faux pearls. Giselle, however, never wore any Lolita to school. In her words, you can't just randomly break out into song and dance if you're all decked out in Momme Moitié. All the ornate layers of black and blue with a neat little A-line silhouette, and the elaborate headdresses fit for inhabiting shadows of an enchanted forest were simply too much. That and big fancy headdresses were at a dress code. The two walked together with their lunch trays to their usual table with the friends they'd met last year. Lyrabelle had a teriyaki bowl over brown rice, and Giselle had nabbed a hummus wrap. Giselle smirked. Wow, look at you, not even wearing brand on the first day. Everything's at the dry cleaners, Lyrabelle lamented. My mom forgot to... Who's that? Giselle looked over her shoulder to follow Lyrabelle's gaze to a new girl with long black hair being chatted up by... creepy Tyler. The girl nodded as she spoke, and her smile was polite but strained. She was exactly his type, fair and petite, slender with large dark eyes, and far too polite to tell him to buzz off. Uh-oh, Giselle said. We have to save another one from creepy Tyler. Last year it was Mei Lin from China, and then it was Mina from California, but who finally said the Philippines when Tyler asked for the third time, but where are you from? Ready? Lyrabelle said. Giselle nodded. They left their seats to approach the new girl. Hey girl, Giselle said, we're over here. We saved you a spot, Lyrabelle added. The relief in the girl's face was palpable. Her brows softened, but then a shock of recognition flashed across her eyes when she saw Lyrabelle, or rather, what Lyrabelle was wearing. Oh, right, the girl said. Thank you. I totally didn't see you guys. They guided the new girl to their table, leaving Tyler scowling behind them. She sat with her tray and sighed. Oh my God, thank you both. He was creeping me out. Oh, no worries, Lyrabelle said. What's your name? Oh my God, you wear Lolita. What? Lyrabelle said stupidly. Oh, yes, I do. The girl gushed. Me too. Oh, and my name is Rita. Same, Giselle said. I mean, same that I wear Lolita, not same that my name's Risa. She's sweet and I'm gothic. Well, I mean, name-wise, she's Lyrabelle and I'm Giselle. Wait, really? Because I wear classic, Risa said. Ah, then it was destiny that we found you, Lyrabelle said. Risa smiled. I didn't know I could wear my cords to school. You can, Giselle said, as long as it's nothing too wild. Lyrabelle's heart swelled. What were the odds of meeting another Lolita? Their school was so small. Before she could chime in, though, creepy Tyler reappeared at their table. You never told me where you're from, he said. Oh my God, go away, Giselle said, or I will literally rip your head off and scream cuss words down your former throat. I'll go away if she wants me to. The girls looked at Risa. Risa sipped from her water bottle and averted her eyes. The girl has spoken. Goodbye, Giselle said. After he left, quite indignant, the three girls laughed, and Risa said, I'm from Japan, by the way. My parents and I, we just moved here from Nagoya. My dad's an engineer, and we move around a lot. This isn't my first time in the U.S., but I think I'm going to be staying a while this time. Perfect, Lyrabelle said, because I think we're going to be good friends. All right, what did you all think of this pilot episode? And what do you think should happen next in episode 1? So I'll give you 3 options. A tea party fiasco over the weekend. B, a story about Lyrabelle and her estranged sister, Arietta. Or C, Risa gets a crush. This poll will be up on my Twitter page, @BGBFS, and it will be open for 1 week, so be sure to go over there and vote. And that's @BGBFS, which stands for Black Girls Belong in Fantasy and Sci-Fi. If you're a patron on my Patreon, your votes are weighted more. So, if you would like to become a patron, you can find me at patreon.com/JasmineShea, all one word, JasmineShea. So patreon.com/JasmineShea, and you'll also be privy to exclusive sneak peeks, such as early artwork for the Magical Girl novel. Speaking of, let's all give a huge thanks to my bestie, Miss Candy Hearts, formerly known as Candy Faye, for the gorgeous artwork she did for this podcast. The music used is by Eric Matias from soundimage.org. Thank you so much for listening to my very first podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it and will join me next time. Super Ninja shout out to LCT-Comics and Casian Holly, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!